In a groove state of mind, I'm moving all the time. No excuses and no blame. I'm stepping up my game. I'm a groove student, yes I am. With groove, I know I can. Read my master plan. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. Groove Nation inspires me to bust loose and break free. I'm dancing to my dreams, bursting at the seams. I'm feeling groovelicious. Groove knows who I am. 'Cause now is my time to have a groove state of mind. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our new Q&A. This is a Q&A Live 17. My name is David Lemon, and I'm your host. I'm doing these Q&As, answering your questions live. I hope you are doing well. Usually our Q&As are on Wednesdays, but I had a issue this week, or I still have, during before the Eastern holidays. My kids got some stomach bug from the kindergarten, and after Eastern holidays I got it. And this week my best friend is the toilet. Hopefully it is finishing up. I'm feeling much better today than it was on the previous days, so it's going for the better. Hopefully you are doing fine and you didn't have any issues during your days off or free time during these holidays. And yeah, that's why we're doing the Q&A this Friday and not on Wednesday. Usually it is on Wednesday, so next week it is going to be again on Wednesdays. It was just a special occasion where I was hugging the toilet this week. So all good. Moving on to Groove stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of great things happening in Groove. I'm very excited. I'm going to be talking about those today. We're going to also answer your questions, but I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of everything that is being worked on. First things first, I'm going to do an update on the updates. So updates about Groove are going to be changing. It has been lagging, and it is 100% my fault. The announcements were not going out properly, and this is because of my perfectionism. And we all have that in ourselves. Like, we want to do something perfectly, and we want to do something great, and we want to be proud of something that we do, but in certain cases that cannot happen. Like, for example, my biggest issue with announcements is that I'm super excited when something new is out and the team tells me, okay, David, we pushed this live and now this is available, and then I immediately go and play with it and test it out, and then I find this could be done better, this is an issue, this doesn't really work, and it's like a couple of things that I'm not feeling 100% confident and sure about, and then I report those things back. So then I need to wait a couple of days or a couple of weeks sometimes for those issues to get done, and this is why I'm kind of delaying the announcements. Now, this has been an issue for me, and I have talked to my team here at Groove, and we came to the conclusion that we are going to be doing imperfect action. As I as I did a full-on training on how you can do imperfect action, I just need to do that myself as well. What we are going to be doing, so today, immediately after I finish this live stream, I'm going to be releasing all of the things that we worked on in the Q1, and also we are going to be receiving updates almost daily on a couple of things that are being released. Like every day there's a couple of fixes getting released to users, and previously I was waiting for a couple of them to kind of come on live. I do a video about them, and then it just like it delays things. What we are going to be doing is that I'm not going to be doing a video for each and every one of these things. I'm just going to basically copy paste whatever our devs say that it's been pushed live, so that this notification bell icon shows up when you log into Groove. And also most probably I'm going to forward it in the Facebook group. So basically everything that comes out live, so that you guys see that there is constantly something happening. Like there was an update yesterday for GroovePages, today there was an update for GrooveMember, and basically all of these are going to be pushed on almost real time to you guys, so everybody is aware of what's happening. Because some people mentioned like there was no update for a couple of months in Groove, which is completely wrong. Yeah, but it's wrong from my side, not from your side, because there was no announcement for a couple of weeks from my end, and that's why people think that that basically things are stalling on our end, but it's completely wrong. So that's what we decided. This is what's going to happen. So daily, whenever we have any update, you are going to be receiving them in that notification bell icon, and also in the Facebook group, and everybody will know in a text what happened. Now, there may be some things that you don't fully understand, and this is why we are going to be doing these Q&As where I can answer some of this stuff for you. Like, for example, you saw that there was something released, but you don't fully understand, so you can come on these live streams or just fully ask them inside the Facebook group, and it's either me or somebody else that understands what the feature is or the improvement is going to be able to reply to you to kind of explain what the functionality is. This is the same thing like most software companies do. They release a change log or like constant updates just in text version, so you have to guess what is released. But we are going to be giving you feedback inside the Facebook community and also on my live stream. So if you come and say, David, I saw there was this release, I just don't understand, could you show it to us? And then I'm definitely going to do that. But to go over my imperfection, like, all right, something was released, I tested it and it doesn't work fully, I'm going to be mentioning in the messages like, okay, this was released, there is a slight issue with it, but I just wanted to let you know that it's out now. So we are finding these, we are reporting them, we are working on all of the issues that we kind of find during testing. So this will be development that you see, like when Mike comes on live and then he does his on demos, and during the demo he's like, oh, we should put a button here, oh, we should change the way things are being done in this app, for example. So this is going to be done with you and me on the live sessions, but also I'm doing this in the background when testing the new functionalities. So that's the update on the updates. Hopefully you are okay with that. It does not have to be perfect, it just needs to be out there, it needs to be going. And this is going to be making a bit more excitement inside the group. It's going to make people feel more comfortable that things are moving forward with their investments and things like that. So I think it's a good thing, and it's going to make my life much easier than it was before. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing, how things are going on with the apps. Let's just start from the main one, which is GroovePages. GroovePages is doing real well. We had an update with some minor improvements recently. I'm going to post it also in that update release today. I'm just going to read it out for you guys here. So we had some improvements in the background and the patterns, like we sorted the patterns alphabetically. We also set values to default to be black and white instead of the pink. So previously, when you turned on the patterns, they were pink. So we turned them to black right now. Also, we are going to be detecting if there's an opacity on it. If the background opacity is more than 90%, if it is then showing an alert message that the pattern section with the it will show an alert. Please adjust background opacity to make the pattern visible. What else? Add in the pattern section a slider that will update the background color opacity. So that was the improvement on the patterns. There were some also improvements on the animation. Some of you guys already seen. There's now a play button that you can click in order to see and preview the actual animation playing within the builder. So you don't necessarily have to preview the page in order to see the animation. We sorted the animations alphabetically, and yeah, we have an immediate preview. When you click on the animation, we have an immediate preview, but you can also trigger it again with the play button. We had some corrections pop up with minor corrections. We have fixed some cloning and moving of the funnels and pages in between sites and within the same site. And there was also an issue with the button label that was not clickable. Now that is fixed. And there was a GrooveMember update, just some UI changes today. There will be a video that you will be able to see in order to understand it. It's very minor things, so I'm not going to read them out because you have to see it to kind of understand it. What we are currently working on is a couple of huge tasks, and the team told me that by today or tomorrow they should be done with the kind of the hardcore development. So during the weekend, most probably I'm going to be able to see those functionalities that the team has worked on for the past couple of weeks and even months on a pre-prod server. So they're going to release it over the weekend on the pre-production server. So it's basically the same server as what we have that you guys are using. It's just like in a controlled environment where we can play with things and see if it breaks some other stuff, and do some improvements, some bug fixes before it goes live to you guys. So the things that are going live are on the pre-prod server. I'm talking purely for us for testing, but when I'm testing it, basically you guys will know also. I'm going to show it off during the next live Q&A, most probably on Wednesday. So the things that are going live is the new template library, the complete UI revamp of the template library, which is super cool. It's going to allow you to select to see filters, to search templates, to categorize different templates, to open up the templates that have multiple pages inside. For example, a funnel template that have, I don't know, 4 pages. You'll be able to click inside, see each and every single page. And if you decide that you don't need the whole funnel, but you need only 1 page from it, you'll be able to import that separately. So a lot of functionality and a lot of development went into the template library that's going on the pre-prod server over the weekend. A new sidebar inside GroovePages is also going live with pre-built button elements, pre-built countdown timer elements, with a new elements drawer. We won't have the blocks selection anymore in that sidebar. I'm going to show you how it's working now next week. But we'll have also SEO menu. We will have all sorts of different things within this new sidebar that is coming out. What else? We will have saving of elements capability. You'll be able to create your own button and save it into the elements library so that you can literally drag it out next time you want to use it. There's no need to kind of go back to the beginning of the page, clone the button that you created, and then drag it out slowly to the bottom. You'll be able to click on the button, save it, and then whenever you're working on the next sites or pages, you'll be able to literally just drag it out from the elements library. What else? block clipboard. You'll be able to copy paste blocks on the canvas, so you don't need to clone them and then click down, 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 down to kind of paste it in there, which is great. Um, new block library. At this moment, we have a library for blocks in the little in the sidebar. It's basically on this side for you. So you click blocks, then it shows the blocks one by one by one by one. But when you have a lot of blocks saved, like your personal blocks saved or the designer blocks that are showing up, you have to scroll down all the time. What we are going to be doing is we'll be we created a new block library, which basically comes on the screen, like in the middle of the screen, and you will see multiple blocks in a row, and then categorization of them, and you'll be able to click through, see them all nicely, and it's great. So all of that I mentioned is going on the pre-production server next week. So hopefully all of the changes that the devs needed to do are done. And in the next Q&A, I'm going to be able to show you guys how this looks like. All right, so GrooveSell team has been working on some minor changes. They're working on some UI changes for GrooveSell itself, but the most exciting thing that the team is working on, some of the team members are working on integrations. Like as I mentioned in a previous Q&A, we completely revamped our integrations. We literally built them from scratch. Like each and every integration that we have currently has been rebuilt to be more flexible, more functional, more stable, more manageable by our team members, quicker and faster. So whenever there's some issue or there's some improvement needed, like for example an integration with Aweber has added on a functionality that they can now trigger, I don't know, something from their end, we'll be able to go in and then within a couple of hours add on that improvement. In the current version of our integrations, it's a couple days work. So that's happening on there. And just recently today we were speaking with Mike and some of our devs that we will have a Google integration, and the first thing that will show up is a YouTube integration for GrooveVideo. So when I say integration, I don't mean like you can add YouTube videos in, like copy paste their links, but it's a proper integration where you can click upload a video and it's going to upload it to your YouTube account. And then when you select that video, or when you want to play that video inside GrooveVideo, it's going to play without any kind of branding. So you don't have to leave GrooveVideo in order to upload videos on YouTube. We have this new functionality where we handle YouTube videos without any branding. So you can do video sales letters, you can do courses and paid courses and things like that, but you uploaded them to YouTube first so that they handle the bandwidth and the broadcasting and encoding and processing and things like that. There is no company on the world at this moment that does better, faster processing of videos than YouTube. Like their full business is about that. So they have their processes like all in place. So we created a connection where you can use unlimited number of videos, unlimited storage, and unlimited bandwidth virtually through YouTube, and in usage with GrooveVideo. So that doesn't count towards the GrooveVideo storage. So there's literally no limits on how many videos you can upload if you are on the unlimited plan. Some of you guys watching this may not be on that unlimited plan. So it basically, if you have some video limitations, if you're maybe on the free account, you will have video limitations, but you won't have storage and bandwidth limitations if you use YouTube video. So that's one of the parts of the integration. But the other part of the integration is that you'll be able to pull videos from YouTube. So when you say add a video to GrooveVideo from YouTube, it's going to pull a list of all your videos, and you'll be able to click on it and it's going to show up. You'll be able to put on your play buttons and put in the different forms and banners and elements and things like that that YouTube doesn't natively support. So that's GrooveVideo, and that's the integration we're working on. All right, what else? GrooveMember. The GrooveMember team is working on the global course library. I explained it on, I believe, in the Groovathon and on a couple of Q&As. The global course library is going to be like a YouTube video library or Groove video library. You upload your videos there, and then you can reuse them on different pages. We are going to do the same with courses. You're going to upload your courses, and if you want to put it in a membership, like let's just say you uploaded a course, how to use a computer. This course, how to use a computer, can be used in trainings or in memberships for how to create your first website. Like in that membership, you can put also a course how to use a computer. Or if you want how to write your book online, you can also use a course how to use a computer, because it's general and it can be reused on multiple places. So this global course library we are creating so that your courses will be kind of globally available, and whatever membership you're creating, you're just basically click add this course, add this course, add this course. So that's being worked on right now from the GrooveMember team. The next thing is we're tackling the migration of version 1 to version 2. There will be a migration for members and content. These are going to be separate tasks. I believe the members migration from GrooveMember version 1 to GrooveMember version 2 is going to be the first thing, and then the second thing is going to be the content migration. Yeah, that's for GrooveMember. What else? GrooveWebinar. Let's just see what happens with GrooveWebinar. GrooveWebinar currently is implementing the GrooveVideo library, where you go and select a video. It's going to open up the library, and not only a little drop down where you can see the videos list, but it's going to have the full on library. And at this moment, I believe that's the task that we're working on. We are working on GrooveVideo also, a complete speed improvement. Like we reach almost 80% faster loading speeds with GrooveVideo than what we had before. This is most probably going live by the next Q&A. It will be already live. So I'm going to be able to show you how that works. So yeah, a couple minor improvements as well on the side of GrooveVideo, like some UI improvements. We put some buttons on the actual videos when you go into library. There's no need to go click the 3 dots and then edit the video. It's going to be showing immediately. You want to edit the video, you hover over with your mouse and it's going to show links or edit button. So yeah, that's basically a brief explanation of what I just had in mind of what the team is working on. So I believe we are ready to go and start answering your questions. I see a lot of people have been asking questions, so I'm pretty confident that it's time for us to go and answer them. So let me just open my computer over here and move this here, open this like that, and zoom in. So all right, please give an update on all things Groove. I think I just did that, so we can go to the next one. All right, how do I move this over? Maybe I can come to this side. Oops. Yeah, there we go. How many % of the total premium users have already got their GrooveMail SMTP? Sorry for asking. We're just excited for this to come out. I do not know the percentage of people, but we are releasing almost... like I know that we are releasing at least 100 users a day are getting access to GrooveMail SMTP. So approximately 1,000 people a week are getting access to it. I do not know the percentages, but you'll be there soon. Do you have any ETA on the global blocks is coming out? I mentioned, oh yeah, that's one of the other features. The global blocks is also getting released on the pre-prod server. I'm going to be testing it out next week, and probably on the next Q&A I'm going to be able to show you guys how it's going to work. How to get attention of support towards pending tickets in case of reminder emails are ignored unintentionally by them. Rajiv, I saw that you posted a support ticket just like today. There is Rajiv's issue is there's a email list that he's waiting to be approved, and he's waiting for it to be approved. I double checked with the team. They said that that the approval process has some bug that they are working on. As soon as that is fixed, your list will be approved, Rajiv. Um, the support is seeing your messages and is replying. It's just maybe you're expecting a much faster reply. When you kind of raise a ticket, they are not going to be able to immediately respond to that because they are going through tickets for the day. If you want immediate response, just kind of an update, my best suggestion is to go through the chat. Like you can go and say, hey guys, I posted a ticket, I'm just looking for an update. Is there any update on that one? So they'll be able to give you feedback immediately. Why are feature requests no longer being posted? That's completely not true. We are posting. I actually went in there today as well. Last week I went in there to post them. The last one posted 5 months ago. Most were posted at the same time 6 months ago. Not sure what feature request portal you're looking through, but that's completely not true. If you go in now, you'll probably see today's ones, but the next one was just 2 weeks ago, last week. So not sure what you're checking. There's also no way of sorting source feature requests by app. Yes, this is something that they said that it is going to be added on in Q1. It didn't happen. I'm going to follow up and check why this didn't happen. The tool we use for the feedback portal and the roadmap is looped in. The reason we are using them is because they have a very good widget capabilities, and their API and the single sign-on, or not single sign-on, but um, basically you do not have to re-log in or register for them and then to be able to post your feedback and things like that. So this single sign-on or SSO, single login, we integrated their system with Groove. So whenever you're logged into your account, you'll be able to provide feedback. Not many of the feedback portals that are budget friendly, that are kind of in a normal price range, do this. So we are using looped in because of that. They also have some other functionalities for us in the backend that are useful, but there is no sorting of the feature requests. And I mentioned that to them, and this is already on their roadmap to do, but they just didn't add it on yet for some reason. Not sure why. Last time I checked, they said that they're adding it in the Q1. So I'm going to double check what's the hold up. Maybe there's some issues on their end, but I'm just going to ask. Are you considering getting a better feature request app? No, we are not considering changing this one. We may change the way we manage it. They have a couple of things that they do. They have boards which we use currently for bug reporting and feature requests. They have boards, but they also use ideas. Ideas are kind of feature requests, but there is not enough sorting options that I like. So we may use those ideas instead of the boards that they provide, but I'll just need to see how we can kind of work with all of the requests that were already posted in the feature request currently. What is the right way to build a webinar funnel that starts by offering a free product, then ask them to register for your webinar? I'm thinking about how to be sure you capture the metrics: traffic, free purchase, webinar registration, upsell, purchase, and for Groove to correctly measure overall experience. There's no way to do it automatically, Brian. What I would suggest is just do your normal funnel, like during a sign up, give them the actual freebie and just put a thank you page or something like your product is on the way, like we're sending it in email, or thank you for your purchase, or thank you for your interest. We have a very good training that will teach you how to do XYZ features and benefits, and then you have a big ass register button or register for free button for the webinar registrations. Currently, there is no automation. If somebody signed up or if somebody purchased a product, add them into a webinar. We will have that within the next couple of weeks. We are finalizing the automations for and the activity log for GrooveMail. Then it will be available. For the moment, we do not have that yet. But currently you can manually do that. That's basically it. Could you create an optional mailing list that we can sign up for to be alerted about known problems like GroovePages, down maintenance activities, etc.? It is not done through a mailing list. We have had discussions to do a status page, but the problem is that a status page is for once, I believe it's one server or something like that. Since we have GroovePay has its own kind of properties, many of our apps like GrooveKart has its own assets and its own server and its own kind of place online, so it's separate. We have different separate system. We should have like 6 or 7 different status pages, which is not the best thing for us. And that those status pages are pretty costly, just for saying like if there are any issues. We are looking for better solution, maybe even thinking developing our own, but at this moment we have been talking about that, but it's not a priority at this moment. Whenever something is a problem, when something is an issue that is affecting a lot of our users, we of course let everybody know. But at this moment there is no system that we can put in place to track everything that we have in Groove. For that one, we'll probably need to develop our own system. What is the best way to offer a user free access to GrooveMember and have their logins generated and emailed to them on automated basis, please? If you want a free access to GrooveMember, what I would suggest is create a GrooveMail form. You could do that through so GrooveMail form. You go into GrooveMail, which is here. You go into GrooveMail. Zoom in. You go into forms. You create a form from here. Let's just say that this is my form. Email, first name, last name. All right. So I created the form and I'm happy with that one. Now you can go into automations and then you create an automation where you said if somebody filled out the form, and then you select the form, you add it in. Then do this. Add to a membership. So you can select here, add to a membership. You select your membership, you select the level, and then you add it in here. All right. So this is going to make sure that that little form that you have created, first name, last name, and email, if that is filled and the button is clicked, then the automation is going to fire, and then we are going to have you need to name it. You name the automation and then you turn it on, so it will have a red dot. What you do is you just click resume, and then you'll have a green dot. This means that the automation will be turned on, and then you can put it on a page. You can put it on a sign up page or somewhere inside GroovePages, for example. You just drag out the GrooveMail element and then you design your page around that one. For example, if let's just say this is your form or this is your page, you just change this form to a GrooveMail form, which is over here. GrooveMail form, you select the actual form that you have in here. So let's just say Mr. Vasquez. All right. And then you edit this to match the design over here. So you basically edit the size a little bit. And then you edit the placeholder, edit the color of the button and the text of the button, and then you're basically done. And then that's going to happen automatically. It's going to trigger the GrooveMember platform to send out an email with a password, so the login details, so the login URL for the membership, the email, and the password that needs to be used to log into the membership. So that's basically it. So to GrooveMail automation, you put it on a page and you let people sign up. Richard has a question: when will portals work for GrooveMember version 2? Creating a portal currently only works for membership created in GrooveMail version 1. Yes, I need to follow up on the timeline. At this moment, I know that we are working on, as I mentioned earlier, we're working currently on the course library. This is necessary for some of the future things that we do, like the further development. So this is something that is a priority because it's a handy feature to have, but also because we need to develop on top of that. This is also going to be this global course library is something that we'll need for the portals to work with. So I'll need to double check when the portals will be started, but I'm pretty confident that is in Q2, which is currently April, May, and June. So in this Q2, we'll have that. Will it be possible to place a course created in one membership built in GrooveMember version 2? And also add the same course to an additional separate membership created. Okay, so this is the global course library. So we will have one membership that gets created, but you can add it to multiple membership. This is being worked on right now. How do I start an email sequence without using the existing triggers? Can I use a time-based trigger? I currently have to do multiple broadcasts, which is not elegant. What is the trigger you want to do? Like, trigger it in a specific date and time. You can use triggers that are inside the sequences. You mentioned that you don't want that, but there are also triggers that happen in automations. So you can say when contact is subscribed to a list, for example, when somebody is tagged, when contact does not have a tag, for example. Some of these don't show inside the sequences. When somebody abandons cart, for example, when somebody purchased a product, those triggers are not available in the sequences. So you can trigger a sequence based on these ones. Let's say somebody purchased a product and you want to subscribe to sequence. Not sure if you're purely talking about that time-based trigger. We do not have that right now. We do have it on the to-do list. It's not out there yet, but currently you may find what you're looking for here within the automations. All right. Is there a way to disable a pop-up instead of deleting it, as I would like to enable it again in a couple of weeks, months? Do not want to design the same one again, similar to hiding a page from the nav bar. So pop-ups, let's just select this one. You can go into settings and there is updated there's an update that came out, I believe, last week, that now allows you guys to manage when to show the pop-ups. So you can say show on selected pages or hide on selected pages. If you deselect all the pages, they are not going to show. So you could do this. You can basically hide or show the pop-up on no pages. You have this little drop down which shows the different pages or funnels or webinars within your site, and you can decide where to show and where to not show. So this is what you would probably need. How can I add a privacy policy to a form in GrooveMail? Privacy policy is, I believe this is something that we did not we did not add a way to hyperlink a section when you're adding a checkbox. So we do have this checkbox option, like you create a custom field and you say I want a checkbox, and then you say I agree with the privacy policy and terms of service. Right? You can make this required, so you can the user wouldn't be able to go to the next step inside the form without clicking this one. So you say privacy policy, and then the field label is going to terms conditions. All right. Please. Okay. Yeah, we need to edit. Save. And then you have terms and conditions. They need to click this. The only thing we do not have is the way to hyperlink this one. And this is something that that you still can get around just by adding the privacy policy in terms of service inside the footer of your page. So let's just leave from the pages. Let's go back to this one. So in case you have a site like that looks like this, you can add the actual checkbox within your form. All right, but you can then add a footer which will include that privacy policy and terms and conditions and things like that, links. So you could do something basic, or you could do something like this. All right, so you can add then the links are in the footer, so it will say I agree to privacy policy. Then you will have those links in here. People know that those links are at the bottom of the page. So this way you kind of cover yourself. The GrooveMail team, I didn't mention that. The GrooveMail team has been also starting to work on Groove Forms. This is a new way we are going to handle integration of forms inside Groove, but also the GrooveMail forms are going to get many more editing capabilities. Like, we're going to have a slider, or basically a sidebar like in GroovePages. When you click on something, you'll be able to edit the text, the colors, the spacing, the border, things like that. So let's just say when you click on the button, you'll be able to modify and customize the button. Like, you don't want these round borders, you want square borders, you want bigger padding, you want to space it out, you want different color of the text, you want a different color of the button. So forms are actually being worked on right now. So the whole customization of the form is going to be brought to a whole nother level, and we are going to be using this one. So this form modifications will be appearing also here. So when you drag out the form, you'll basically select which form you want from a drop down, like what we have with GrooveMail. But then the color customizations will be brought from here. You'll be able to override those color customizations from the editing options here in GroovePages as well, but there will be kind of a global structure. So if you have one page, but you want to have, or you have two pages, but you have one form. On one page you want a form with a red button, the other page you want a form with a black button, for example. You'll be able to do that, but not change the original form. You'll just create overrides within the page builder. Hopefully that makes sense. That's being worked on right now. There is a very good team member that understands all of this, took up all of this Groove form task, and he's fast at cranking out the updates on it. Multi-step form is also going to be added. Multi-step forms will be adding in customizations, like editing all of the visual changes on the form, and some functionality changes, like the terms and conditions as well. So we'll create a toggle like what we have. Where did I see? Oh yeah, in GrooveSell. We have a legal. We actually have it here as well, like here, cookie alert. We'll have something like this with a toggle turn on or turned off the checkbox for privacy policy and terms and conditions, and then you'll be able to write your description here. You'll be able to select part of the word and hyperlink it and things like that. So we'll add this type of ability inside GrooveMail as well for this section. Right. When are the rest of the apps? When the rest of the apps will be available? Is there any schedule? What will come out first? So there is no schedule. The schedule is very frequently changing based on the needs. At this moment, the first new app I believe that will come out is going to be Groove Forms, and this is not maybe an app. It's just an extension of what we have, but it's going to act as a separate entity. So you'll be able to go to Groove Forms, this form section, create your forms and use them in GrooveKart, in GrooveMember, in GroovePages, in GrooveBlog, in GrooveWebinar, and basically everywhere. Everywhere where there's a form is going to be handled by these Groove Forms. And that's basically what I explained that earlier. The next thing is, I believe, going to be Groove pop-ups. So if you're familiar with Opt-in Monster, if you're familiar with some other these pop-up builders, we're going to do our own solution for pop-ups, because we're currently limited to pop-ups in GroovePages. When you go in GrooveKart, for example, there is no pop-up builder in that platform. So we do not want to build a pop-up builder for GrooveKart, like only one. We will build the global pop-up builder that will work with all of the Groove apps. Like you'll be able to put in pop-ups in GrooveBlog, in GrooveMember, in GrooveKart, in GrooveWebinar, and everywhere. And you'll be also, I'm pretty confident that you'll also be able to get a code and embed it into other properties. Like for example, you will create a pop-up through Groove Pop-up, which will have a Groove form on it connected to your Groove Mail account. So then when you're for example doing a guest post in somewhere else, like in Medium or on somebody else's blog, you'll be able to embed your form or your pop-up inside the post. When somebody clicks and fills out the form, they are going to go into Groove Mail. So you'll be able to kind of get the code and embed it into WordPress, into Wix, into other page builders through this Groove form or Groove pop-up. So that's the second thing that is being worked on. The next thing I believe is going to be Groove Webinar Live. That's already being worked on. What we are at this moment figuring out the way and basically coding how to show the on-screen things, like when I show a banner like this one, how will that be working? Like we want to show the offer, a clickable offer. We want to show images, show comments, show a countdown timer. We want to show all of these kind of interactive elements. A poll that you created within your webinar, we want to show the poll results on the screen. And this is the thing that we're figuring out. Once that is done, we basically pretty confident that we can finish it very simply. But this putting things on canvas and streaming and encoding the video with those things on canvas is the hardest thing that we are currently working on. So that's the 3 apps that I think are going to be coming out next. All right. How can I add a download button to get my freebie in email? In emails, you could do a couple of things. Let's just see. I do have an email builder here somewhere. Yeah. So what you could do is add either an image, link an image. So let's just say this button. All right. So this is pretty big, but what you could do is hyperlink the image. This is probably the easiest thing that you could do. If you have a button, let's just say, let me just delete this. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to try and paste it in. Okay, I cannot. But then I'm going to do selected area and then just save this image. And I can now, oops, I cannot do this, but I can add the image from, I think I saved it here. Yeah. So I can upload the image here and I can hyperlink this. So you select it and then link it. So you link it to HTTPS Groove.cm. All right. So this is the easiest thing that you could do. Just hyperlink your image. A next thing that you could do is go to HTML and paste in an HTML button. The HTML button you can create with HTML button creator. Just do something like that. Here we go. Once you code it, you can create the button. You write in your text, get the freebie. Right, you select the background color to be, I don't know, this one. I don't want any borders. All right, and then you basically edit it, and then you have the code here. So you copy over the button code, this one. This one is the HTML. All right, so I'm just going to copy the whole thing and bring it in here. All right, so doesn't show because I'm not good with HTML. But yeah, so it would be a button generator like this. I just don't know which part. Maybe just this part needs to be copied, or maybe this part only. Not sure. I'm not sure, but you could also go into something like Be Free. Be Free is email builder. And then create your email here with the button. All right, let's just log in to I do not have the pro. I think I have just a free account with them. You can create a free account and log in, and then create your designed emails, and then copy paste the whole code here. I'm not going to do that right now, but what you do is basically delete everything from the HTML here, delete everything and paste what BeFree gives you, which it doesn't load right now for me. But we will have within the next week or two, we will have a full rich email builder that will show up. And this is currently being finalized by our developers, but you won't need to do any of this stuff that I just showed you within a couple of weeks. Because it's going to be built in. So it's going to open a full rich email builder that is going to handle all of this HTML stuff for you, so you don't have to tinker with it. All right, I believe I answered that one. Cool. We can go on to answer the questions from the live. Right. Where did we stop? When will the Groovable theme come out in version 2 of GrooveMember? Currently, the themes have been put on hold a little bit because we are finalizing some of the necessary functionalities. Once the necessary functionalities are done, so that we can call GrooveMember version 2 out of sandbox, I believe this is the time when we are going to be tackling the templates. Before, it does not make sense because we cannot have users using GrooveMember without some of those functionalities. Like, for example, we also have still people using the version 1 of GrooveMember, which we need to provide this migration tools for, and that's a higher priority than a new template. So once those necessary functionalities are done, then we're going to be working on the new templates. Sorry if I missed it sometime earlier. Any schedule for Groove meetings, Zoom meetings replacement, and live webinars in Groove? Yeah, so this is the Groove webinars live, as I mentioned earlier, is being worked on. Currently, we are slowly moving forward with this streaming functionality. We're just thinking about how to do this encoding process where on canvas stuff is being shown, and We are probably going to do Groove Webinar Live in a couple of phases. Maybe first do some streaming through YouTube or something where you put in an embed code for a YouTube stream or something like that. We're still kind of tinkering with what should uh, how to release it in a couple of phases, like what we did with GrooveMember. Like we released a minimum viable product, an MVP for GrooveMember version 2, and we're slowly building on top of that. So I think this is going to happen with Groove Webinar Live, and then going to Groove Stream, and then Groove Conference as well. My best friend is a toilet. Yeah, that was the kind of the title of this week in my home. It's not only me; it's my whole family. All right. If I have a special offer with bonuses and want to change them and put the price on a specific date, is there a way to automate that in GroovePages, GrooveSell, or would I need to go in at the time and manually edit, republish the page? If I have a special offer with bonuses and want to change them and put the price up on a specific date, yeah, there is no option to do that manual. There's no option to do that automatically. It would need to be manually added. Yeah, there is a show or hide block with a countdown timer. You could do that with it. So if you go to a countdown timer and you set it up, and then you say show or hide a certain block through the countdown timer. Let me just share my screen here. So if you select the countdown timer, and then you have here an option to select a fixed or daily. In certain cases, you will have the action to show and hide blocks, which at this moment, it seems that it has a small issue. All right, it may be that I just need to refresh. Let me do that. But show and hide a block, you create a block, and then you basically set up that it shows a block below this one when it's time to when the timer reaches a certain point. So you could do that. All right. When can we expect user login functionality for various Groove apps like GroovePages? We are building websites for our clients, and GroovePages would be like to give them login details to their website only. Yes, that is being finalized. I believe this is. It was supposed to be done so that I can test it and I can play with it last week, but they're still not ready to put it on the test server. It's getting finalized. I do not have the most recent time frame, but it's like we're super close. All right. In one of the Groovathon, Mike mentioned he will get the team to add the demo mode for users as well. If this is something still in the pipeline for us, yes, this is something that we develop for Groove Webinar as well. And the next thing is that we are going to do it for users. At this moment, only administrators can have this demo mode, but it is being further developed for the other apps, and we want to have that option for everybody. I do not have an option check in box in form to add privacy policy. It's a checkbox, Natalia. When you go to Groove Mail Forms to build a form, which is basically, let's just go back. Oh, I need to do something here. And then inside, insert this variable. All right, let's build a form right now. So when you go to add a field, you need to add a custom field, and the custom field is going to be checkbox. All right, checkbox, and then you give them values like accept, and then make this field required, edit, and then you add a field identifier and a label. Field identifier can be something like accept underscore field. And then the label is something that the users will see. The field identifier is something that the users don't see. This is basically for the functionality of the form. It's important uh, for for the form to be working, but the field label is something that the users will see. Accept the privacy and terms. And when you save, then it's going to have the field and then the box here. All right, let's move on. Hello, David. Greetings. I wanted to ask you if the way to install the Facebook API pages is the same as well as to install normal pixel. It would be simply put in the head HTML of the page. Facebook API is not the same. There is nothing to copy paste into the pages. So currently the Facebook conversion API is integrated with GrooveSell only. So it is not something you copy paste into the app. It's working through an API and inbuilt connection. So it's not through a code, it's not through a pixel, it's not through a cookie, but it's a direct code within the two platforms, Facebook and Groove. So currently GroovePages does not have a Facebook conversion API integration. Only GrooveSell has it so far. We will be adding it into the other apps like GrooveMail. GrooveMail forms will have the conversion API in the future. GrooveKart will have it, and GrooveWebinar, for example, if you're sending traffic to webinars and you want to check how many people register, that will need a conversion API integration as well. So the apps that have any kind of form functionality will have it. For tracking of the pages, you can use, or you have to use pixels right now. There is no way around that. How can one create an a la carte checkout menu in GrooveSell? That is something that we still didn't finalize. There's a add to cart checkout upsells, add to cart bump upsells. I believe that's what Mike calls it. Add to cart bump upsells is I believe it has been developed, but then since there was some structural change in the order bumps, we need to revisit that task, but it has been put on hold due to some other priorities. At this moment, a la carte checkout menu in GrooveSell isn't possible. We would need to finalize that task. Am I asking questions in the wrong place? There is no wrong place. I'm not seeing any questions from this, the first one. All right, let's see. Okay. I missed a couple questions on here. Not sure why. All right, let me just go through it one more time. Yeah. So for some reason the questions scrolled away, and I didn't see some of you guys' questions. Let me just scroll it. Ongoing changelog is perfectly okay. We understand the corrections always continue. It would help to add a changelog number each time to show what partial changes have been made as part of a particular date. That's automatically happening in the. We don't track our own. We don't track the numbers. Like for example, what we released, because we release each and every app has its own team, and each and every team deploys or pushes out some code daily. So we don't track 1.1.165 version of GroovePages, 1.1.167 version of Groove. We don't do that kind of tracking, but whenever we will copy paste these new change logs or items that are released, those are going to be showing in an order for you guys. Okay, I can see now the question from here. Is there anyone who is using GrooveMail at this time and it is working for them? Is there someone who can help? That's not the question for here. There are many people using GrooveMail, and there are people who can help, but this is not the place to ask. You should go into the Facebook community and ask specific questions. what do you need help with? All right, Alexander has a question asking for a friend. Starter plan says 5 custom domain and unlimited Groove subdomains. Does it mean when I add a custom domain to Groove account, then use a subdomain under that? Each subdomain won't count towards my 5 domain usage. Is that correct? At this moment, I believe that this is correct. 5 custom domains, but you can have member.customdomain.com and this.customdomain.com, and so. When is the tax system integration coming? That has been worked on through the integrations. It needs to be checked and then made live. So it has been already developed. I'll need to see with the devs on when do we want to make that live. Have the devs started working on the new GrooveSell checkout builder with language translation, currency converter? If not, when can we expect that? We didn't start working on that one yet. That is, I believe, Q2, but start working in Q2. We didn't start working on that yet. I do not know when we can expect it. When we bring a client onto GrooveMail and they have their own account, do they have to warm up their SMTP or send their address? I asked because I just got an email, your GrooveMail SMTP is ready. Oh, lovely. So Alexander, your GrooveMail SMTP is ready. That means that you can now send emails without an external connection, which means that you don't have to connect SendGrid and the other platforms. If you bring in a client into GrooveMail, like if you get them an account, they will sign up. They won't be having GrooveMail SMTP access immediately. We are releasing GrooveMail SMTP slowly per seniority. So the first people that joined will get it first. Second people that, or basically the people that joined only recently, will get it last. So that's the way it works. If you're asking if you have clients on your account, so it's not their own separate account, senders should always be kind of warmed up. Like by warming, that means you send out a sequence, you ask people to whitelist your sending emails, maybe even reply back to you and things like that, so that you can connect the inbox software of your receivers, so that it says, okay, this is not somebody I want to block. I want to read these emails. That's what you want to achieve with a new sender. Like, for example, myself, if I would now create an email with David Lemon at Groove.cm, I would probably just slowly ramp up the numbers. I would not start sending out, hey, I'm here to 300,000 people. That would probably not be reaching not even half of the people, because some people have never heard from me before. I would directly land to their promotion or spam or junk folders. So my suggestion is to start slowly sending out emails, like to a list of a couple hundred or a couple thousand, but then ask them to do certain actions, like whitelist your sender, like set up a filter to always mark these emails as important, or put a star onto these emails that you send them, and basically start receiving also replies from the users. If you want, you can create a warm-up campaign in terms of reply to this email, you will get into a lucky draw of five people that will get access to my premium course or premium product or something like that. So you basically encourage people to reply to your emails that you send to them. This will immediately trigger a friend kind of connection within their email inbox. So they're not going to be in contact with you just by you sending them emails, but they will be in contact with you by you sending them emails and they sending you emails. So it's going to be a kind of a two-way communication, not only one way. This is what inboxes like Google and Outlook and Yahoo, and I don't even know what other like Apple Mail love. This is what they want. All right. Additional user access still going to be delivered this month. We're trying to do that. I don't think it's going to be this month. We're still finalizing it for one of the platforms, for GrooveBlog. Is there an ETA on draft mode on live inside membership courses? I did get creative with the workaround though. For courses, there was a draft mode, but we had to pull it back because it wasn't working properly. So we released it. There is even a video for that one that we saw, but I never made it live because it was pulled back. We have to redo something wasn't correct. When customizing course templates, how do you change the blue background color of the lesson boxes in the background color behind the title of the lesson? That's just an image. Let me show you. So I believe what you're talking about is the header on the top of the page, and that you manage just by so you can do that on the membership site here just by editing this image. All right, so you can select a different image, then it's going to be edited. If you want to adjust the color overlay, then you do that here. See, and the same thing is for the courses. So you manage it through these options here in the corner. Whenever I share my screen and come back, the comments just like scroll off. So hold on, I'm going to find the. Okay, I think I hear. How do I remove the chapter section from courses in GrooveMember? I only want modules and lessons. Remove the chapters, but you just drag out the content from your. Let's check together. All right, so let's go back to the dashboard here. Let's go manage courses. If we go on, all right. If we go on to the outline, and let's just say that you have a lesson in this chapter, you just drag out the lesson over here under the module. So then you can delete this chapter. So it's basically drag and drop. All right, hold on. I lost the comments again. Oh, ETA for new email builder. I do not have an ETA, but this is most probably by the end of this month. So still one more week to go, and I believe that's going to happen then. When editing a lesson on the right side, there is a content section. The numbering on the section isn't right there. It numbers the name of my membership as 1 and my first module is 2. Just I would suggest not numbering them yourself. We know we have that feature request as well inside the feature in the portal to remove that. This is already on the to-do list from our devs, but we just didn't get there yet. So for now, just don't put numbers yourself inside the name of the modules or the name of the chapters. Will we have multi-step form creation with GrooveMail? Yes, yeah. Like capturing email first on landing page and asking for the phone number on the confirmation page. Not sure if we will have that this year. This is a good idea, but not used very often by people. It's not a top priority. We will have multi-step forms, but just the normal multi-step forms. You have one form that has multiple sections. Like first you ask the email, second you ask the information details from the person, and the third you ask some other extra questions that you want. Like this type of multi-step forms we'll have, but not kind of where you separate it out in different places. But we may do something else where there will be just one question or one checkbox or one something, and that gets added as an extra field inside the contact information. So it's not a form, but it's just basically an something that some action gets triggered after somebody clicks or fills out an input field on the for example confirmation page. So that will definitely come later. We may have something like that, but not at the beginning. All right, I believe I saw this one. Want to start a sequence on existing contacts that already have tag and list assignments. How can one do this? If you already have existing contacts and that have tags and lists assigned, and you want to start a sequence, you can create an automation. So create an automation first. So create a tag first, which will say like start of sequence XYZ. Create an automation. If somebody has this, if somebody gets a tag start a sequence XYZ, then start a sequence XYZ. So if somebody gets a tag, start a sequence. That will be our automation. Make sure you save it, make sure you turn it on, and then just go and add those, add the tag to those people. That's basically it. So you need to do a new tag. If you want, you can import. Currently, the workaround to kind of do a massive list, like add a massive list, like a couple hundred or a couple thousand people into a new sequence, is to re-import your list. Like you download your list, you add the tag inside the CSV and import it back up to GrooveMail. Then it's going to trigger that functionality. We will have, I believe, at the end of Q2 or maybe even Q3, we have the task to work on bulk actions for GrooveMail. So we'll have checkboxes, and when you select the checkboxes or select everybody from a list or select separate contacts, you'll be able to trigger something, add a tag, add them to sequence, send them an email, do something with it. For the moment, you can do that. Like you can trigger sequences, trigger automations for a lot of contacts at the same time, just by re-importing the list with the new tags. Hey, can we have regular update on the new GrooveKart editor, please? And if possible, a demo. I know you ask this every day, Dwight. Whenever there's any kind of conversation about GrooveKart, you ask it. I'm not quite sure if you need to do that because we will do updates and demos about that. So, but just you asking it, it's not going to happen sooner. So of course we will. There's just no need to kind of ask it. That's my point. We will do updates about that. Let's say I have made someone as an affiliate for two products A and B, and gets a referral by product A through his link. What happens if the same referrer purchases product B using original link and not affiliate link? Will the affiliate link still get a commission on the purchase of a product B, or does the buyer needs to use the same affiliate link? Gets referral by product A through his affiliate link. Affiliate links are done for product funnels. So if you have multiple product funnels set up and somebody clicked on a link, affiliate link for a product funnel A, they won't get tagged for the product funnel B. They're completely separate tracking systems. So to answer your question, they won't get a commission because they need to click on a link specifically for that product funnel. Like when you make somebody an affiliate for your two products, they will have two separate links they will need to share. One link will trigger the cookie and the tracking for that one product. The second one will trigger the cookie and the tracking for the second product. So it's not vice versa. Okay, I actually answered that one. Could you tell me if there is a way to disable the cookie pop-up from appearing on hidden pages? For example, I just need it on the main landing page, not the thank you page, pre-checkout page, etc. There's no way to disable it. When people go in a normal flow and disable themselves the cookie pop-up, then it's not going to show on thank you page. But if you're visiting it from a, you're visiting your thank you page from an incognito window, it's going to show up because there is no record of the cookie pop-up being accepted. So if this is your issue for your visitors, for your users, you don't have to worry about it, because most of your visitors are watching or visiting from a mobile phone. And once they actually accept the cookie mobile phone or a desktop or a laptop or something, once they actually accept the cookie policy first time, they won't be shown again unless they clear their cookies. So there's no way to disable it on specific pages, but there's not even needed. If somebody lands directly on your thank you page by skipping the previous pages, they will see the cookie policy, but that's just a normal way that that websites work online. Like this is the same if you land on somebody else's funnel, they have cookie pop-ups because you haven't visited that domain yet, that website, it will show up for the first time always. Can you please show me how to set up my help desk in GrooveKart with adding and erasing which DNS records I don't want to mess up? So I just want to make it clear that help desk in GrooveKart is only giving you an email. So it's going to be an email support at your domain.com. So it's not a help desk per se. It's going to give you a pre-made email with an inbox. If you have your own custom domain email already for frankbode@domain.com, you're better off using your own solution for creating support at yourdomain.com. I just wanted to clarify. But if you want to create the GrooveKart custom or this help desk, then this is what you do. All right, you go into orders, and then here you have help desk. All right. All right. Your store do not have live domain. This help desk page collects mail from default contact form only. There's no way to create an email or receive an email. To do this, please attach a live domain. Do not worry, app is sending all the emails to your customers, such as order, connect, da. So you need to connect a custom domain. Let's see if I have some. All right. I have store.groove assist. Maybe I can use this. All right, so I connected my subdomain to this store. Let's just revisit it. Orders, help desk. All right, so now you can see that I have been given some DNS records to add into my DNS settings. So what I will get with this setup is just one extra email, which is support@shop.grooveassist.com. So it's going to take the domain that I connected to GrooveKart and just create a support@ email address. All right. So that's the current help desk webmail. Again, I'm just giving you a tip. If you already own a custom domain email address, like through G Suite or through other platforms that they give you your name at yourdomain.com. For example, david@GrooveDigital.com. This is on G Suite. This is a paid Gmail account. If you have something like this one, then my suggestion is use that one instead of this one, because there you will have more connections, more ability to work with your emails. Here, this is good for people that just literally purchase the domain. They don't want to have an extra custom domain email address inbox set up, but they just want to provide this kind of professionalism by having support@domain.com email. All right. Now what we do is go into my account, domains, custom domains, manage. And here I have Groove Assist. And then I go here into the DNS settings. This is where we will tinker with some of this stuff. So let me see. I already have some email from GrooveKart mail. So I'm just going to delete this. All right, let's see. This one is as well. I'm just going to delete all of these. All right. So now that we are in the DNS management, here, I can see that I need to copy or I need to create an MX record, and I'm going to do this. I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to add a record. I need to select MX record. I'm going to type here @ because it says here name host alias needs to be @. So name is going to be @, and the content is going to be this mail.groovekartmail.com. And priority needs to be 1. All right, priority needs to be 1. Click save. Next, we need to add a txt record. The content will be this one. So we add a record. We go to txt. All right, the content will be this one, and then the name will be this one. And you can leave this by default. Let's go to the next one. We did this txt. Now we are doing this txt. So we do, this is going to be the name of our txt record. So add record txt. All right, name is this. Then we copy the content. And then we paste this in here. All right. Okay, record already exists. We have added it somewhere before. Shop. All right, yeah, I have it added here. Let's just delete it because I already set up an email verification here before. Let's just delete this one. That's why it showed up. Let's just do the last one, CNAME. This is the name of our CNAME record and content. All right. Do not check this on if they don't ask you. What records need to be erased? I needed to erase it because I already went through this setup once. So I had all of these done once. In one of the previous Q&As, I went through this setup. So this is why I needed to erase. If you never did this setup before, then you don't necessarily need to erase in case it doesn't ask you to. Most probably this one where it's an SPF 1, this txt record sometimes needs to be erased because a lot of emailing tools ask you to include this txt record, but it needs to be included there only to verify it once, and then once it's done, then you can delete it. So if it doesn't ask you to delete anything, don't delete anything. All right. So now that we have done everything, you can leave default GrooveKart SMTP when use RMX. Okay, so if you copied over this MX record into your DNS settings, then there is no need to do anything else. Just leave it at default. All right, and then once you click update, let's just refresh here and see if all is good. All right, I believe it takes a couple of minutes for it to get activated. It needs to verify it now. Once it is verified, then we'll be able to kind of see a different screen here. All right, let's just leave it on default. Yeah, so we'll be just checking back one more time later on, but once this is done, we'll see a different screen here that gives us more information later on. All right, hopefully this is all that you needed. Right, Google Workspace can't find Groove ISP. I have been granted access to Groove SMTP, but can't get it connected. Just reach out to our support. They would be able to help you. There's no need to connect anything. If you have Groove SMTP, just create a sender. There's literally nothing to be connected. Groove SMTP is already just working. You just need to create a sender for it. Can you please show me how to set up my GrooveKart with that, what the DNS needs to, and erase, which tells me to erase and add? I do not know what it tells you to erase, so you need to erase something that is already there. Most probably it's a TXT record. Can you show me how to set up my help desk in GrooveKart with the, okay, I believe I did that. Also, how to remove previous mark as complete option inside GrooveMember, as this is not relevant to what's in the membership. I believe you're using GrooveMember version 1, and there's no way to turn off. Maybe the progress bar. Hold on, I haven't been in the GrooveMember version 1 for quite some time. I believe we also made so that when you're creating a new membership, there is not even an option to select version 1 or version 2 anymore. So let's check. I believe this is going to be a version 1. Yeah, let me just save and exit. I want to go and manage it. Or edit it here. Yeah. So let's see. Inside the customization, show progress bar. So there is a toggle switch show progress bar inside the customization. I believe this is going to be for the progress bar, but I don't think there is a next or previous option to kind of remove that. You can toggle off the progress bar. All right. Thank you, David, for the email SMTP reply. The question was about new account, client own. So while they'd be put in the queue for SMTP warm-up, would we have to arrange and integrate with external provider, right? Yes, correct. That is for SendGrid or Mailgun or the other platforms. You can just connect a free account with them and then let that handle it until they get access to the GrooveMail SMTP. When we set up GrooveMail and we wanted to use an address we're already using to send and receive on Gmail, can it be at that address or does it have to be on a subdomain? Asking, as the warm-up emails I've seen from you guys were sent from subdomain em.groovedigital.com. You can set up any email that you want. We send it from a subdomain because we have multiple different senders, and this email em is already warmed up and already like people have been saving the emails and whitelisting it, and this is why we use this one. If we would change it to a different email, we would need to do some sort of a warm up again, but this one is already seasoned and we were using this one with our previous SendGrid before GrooveMail was even a thing. So this is why we use it. But you can start with any of your emails that you already have. Anyway, of expediting that a la carte menu feature, I really need it like yesterday. It's not going to happen like yesterday, Mark. You could use GrooveKart for that one. If you need a la carte add to cart functionality, you could use GrooveKart. That was created for it. We don't want to do. There are processes in place, in progress already for our team members, and we don't change priority that quickly. If this is something that you need, we will work on it, but no, it's not going to happen that fast. We need to finish our stuff that we are working on first. When will the Indian payment gateway launch an ETA? Varun, you ask this every time you come on here. It's being worked on. The Q2, it will happen. Okay, I'm going to say that much. We're finalizing the Molly payment gateway. That's the first one we developed, and then the next one is going to be the Indian payment gateway or the Paystack. I can just say that much. You asking it every day when I am online, it's not going to make it faster. And I gave you the same ETA last time as well. I added a new custom affiliate level for a product, a tag, and an automation. But when I add the tag to user, it doesn't seem like the automation upgraded them. How can I check if it worked? Not sure if you're triggering if the user has been already added, if they already purchased something through GrooveSell. They need to have a record in GrooveSell in order to be an affiliate. So they need to be going through GrooveSell to become an affiliate. You cannot have a person that came in through GrooveMail, they filled out the form, and then you want to add them as an affiliate, because we don't have any of their details within GrooveSell. GrooveSell needs to have something to do with that customer in order to get them as an affiliate. So most probably that. Not sure if it is or not, but you would probably need to check that one. How can I connect Ethereum on Metamask or any wallet to receive crypto payments? This has nothing to do with Groove. Daro, go on to their Google how to embed a crypto wallet payment checkout or something into websites. GrooveSell doesn't support it, so there is nothing to do in build, but there is most probably something that you can embed on your pages. Does or will the functionality exist for overlapping layered page effect that is very common these days? As you scroll, the background stays constant while the content scrolls by. If we do something like that, it's not going to be this year, or most probably next year. Personally, I don't like that. And I know that Mike hates those. Like when you go to the Apple's website right now, you're scrolling down, but the content stays on there, and just some things are happening on site. And if you scroll back, like it just goes this way. Like I hate those effects. Personally, we're not building a page builder that needs to have all of those. It's a cool to have, but it's not something that we are focusing on. I know that Webflow is a page builder that is exactly built for these types of custom made layout animation functionalities on their pages. We don't want to be in that niche. We don't want to be we don't create an artistic piece website platform. That's not what we were working on. We are creating the most high converting marketing style, direct marketing style website page builder. That's our goal. There are cars that are sports cars, and there are cars that are vans. They both serve the same purpose. They are both cars, but they serve the different audiences. One is going to be playboy, billionaire, philanthropist type of people that have sports cars. The other one is going to be mom and pop people that are basically dragging their kids around inside a van. There are two different use cases for two page builders, but we're building one that is for digital marketing first. We have some animations, but that's still inside this realm of digital marketing. We're not building these artistic websites with our platform, and I don't even think we will in the future. Okay, but what if both products AB are within the same funnel? Does buyer still needs to use the referral affiliate? No, if they are then cookied in. If it is in the same funnel, then the cookie will trigger if they buy the other product as well. Or when he uses the link for one product once, the referrer will automatically get paid commission on other products whenever the referral purchases them down the line without getting affiliate link again. It is a cookie technology. So if they clear their cookie, if they visit from a different device, they won't get tracked. But if they visit from the same device, cookie wasn't deleted or something like that, then there won't be any issues. I have to admit, I have deleted my cookies yesterday on my computer that I use for 3 years now. I usually don't delete cookies because websites refresh, they log me out, they don't remember who I am. I need to do that two-factor authentication again. That remember me that you click when you log in doesn't function when you clear your cookies and things like that. And that was the biggest mistake I did in my life. Now I don't know where I need to log in and which emails I use. I use a password manager, but I have 3 different accounts. So I don't know which one I need to log in. So I hate cleaning my cookies and just an anecdote here with cookies. Is there a way to have a toggle button for monthly or yearly payments on the checkout form? At this moment, there's no. Thanks, David. But just to add on top of that, we will have an element specifically in GroovePages, which going to be called switcher element. That's scheduled for this quarter. We are going to be developing that switcher element. Thanks, David. Will version 2 of GrooveMember have this option for disabling the previous mark as complete? I already disabled the progress bar, but doesn't remove that. So the previous and mark is complete is not currently added inside the version 2. So now if you're using version 2, it won't be showing. We will be adding in a progress bar in the future, but I'm probably going to ask then the devs to add the toggle switches to disable this one. Not a lot of people need it disabled. I can see how some people want to kind of create an evergreen membership where you are not kind of doing a course or learning management style training style membership, but you're doing like literally, here's the content, here you download your software, here you access your ebook, here you are doing this, here you're doing that. So there's no kind of progression of mark is complete and things like that. So we'll probably get that in the updates for version 2. All right, I believe now I have gone through all of the questions here. Yeah, if I miss some questions, I apologize. I will be finishing this Q&A for today because the exciting stuff is happening. As I mentioned at the beginning of this Q&A, update of the updates, or update for the updates. I'm going to do that right now. As soon as I finish this Q&A, I'm going to be starting bombarding you guys with the updates from the first quarter of the year and also the last couple of releases that went live yesterday and today for GroovePages and GrooveMember, just so that it's in the announcements. All right, perfect. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time. I'm hoping I answered your questions, gave you the answers that you needed to progress further. If you need any other assistance, please reach out to our support team at support.groovedigital.com or ask in the Facebook community if you need some suggestions with something. Tech-related questions should go to support. Otherwise, see you next Wednesday on the next Q&A, and I really hope we will have those things that I mentioned on the pre-prod server, so that on the pre-production server, so that I can show you the cool stuff that we were working on for GroovePages. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week. And I wish you a pleasant rest of the week, beautiful weekend, and then talk to you soon. Bye.